his side of the story, only to Local 10 after bonding out of jail. He's facing a criminal mischief charge after a rainbow-colored bench was defaced with anti-Semitic graffiti. And Rush Lowe live now in Miami Beach with more on what he had to say today. Rush.
This was a story that shocked and saddened so many people. And this afternoon, when this German tourist got out of jail, he didn't run. He faced our cameras. And you know what he basically said? I'm sorry.
Excuse me, Gunther, why did you write that message on the bench?
I sit beside the other boy. I don't know. I sit beside the other boy, wrote it down.
Gunther Jackshot walks out of jail and Local 10 is there to greet him.
What do you have to say to the people that are greatly offended by that message and find it very hateful?
Sorry, I can sorry for this. It's not okay what they do, what we do. Sorry for this.
Christopher Rehawk bonded out Tuesday night, running from the cameras. Gunther stood and spoke.
When you show the video, I don't know. It was a big mistake in the big. We are also no Nazi boys.
These two visitors on vacation from Germany caught on camera vandalizing a rainbow-colored park bench on Miami Beach. It's a visual representation of support for Miami Beach's LGBTQ community, writing, Adolf was here, alongside a swastika, which we've blurred. It landed the men in jail on criminal mischief charges.
Very hateful. It's not fine. It's not fine. It's a big mistake.
The bench since removed for repair. One of the men told police he borrowed a friend's marker and wrote it as a joke.
Nobody in this world thinks that a swastika is a joke.
You didn't try to stop your friend?
I sit down with my friend and they tried the key and signed things at the bench.
Yeah, so this is a misdemeanor charge, but you heard, at least today, from this one tourist, he said, look, I'm sorry, I didn't write this message. And you heard my colleague, Trent Kelly, say, but you didn't try to stop him either. And his overriding message was, look, I'm sorry. We're live on Miami Beach. I'm Rush Lowe, Local 10.
Costly mistake. Thanks a lot.
Covered yesterday, utilizing the N-word, was held in contempt of court. Confronted outside of that courtroom. Well, he gets off light. Here it is.
Mr. right here. Yeah, that's your ass.
So you don't want like saying everything, right? You gonna call me? I bet you won't call in front of a black man.
I bet you won't call me.
Let me help you. You call a black woman N-word, call me that.
No, call me.
I dare you to do it. I swear for God, I'll make you taste the ancestors.
Me too.
You a coward. Call that black woman the N-word. You a real coward, man. We'll catch you inside.
Now, go ahead.
Go right ahead.
Go ahead.
I guarantee you wouldn't do it in front of me. See, you talk to black women like that by themselves. You intimidate black women by themselves. But a black man, you won't open your goddamn mouth. I dare you to say it.
That hearing aid.
I dare you to say it.
That hearing aid is shit. Get your old ass out. Run around with your bald head ass, your spike little face looking. But they playing with you.
Taste the ancestors. That was a classic. Okay, original, by the way. Put it up full mass. Here's an update. Story we brought you yesterday. Texas lawyer Michael Phillips used the N-word according to the court, in a derisive manner during arguments outside the jury's presence in a child custody case. That's noted for the record. He was held in contempt, in direct contempt of court. He maintained that he was referencing testimony and evidence during his argument and did not intend the remarks as a slur. He also said he apologized immediately after making said remarks, which is talking out of both sides of his mouth. Okay. The incident drew a contempt ruling from Judge Chad Bradshaw. That is the judge. He sentenced Phillips to 3 days in jail and a $500 fine. Both penalties were suspended. They were suspended on the condition that Phillips submit written apologies to the court and to the black attorney on the opposing side. We covered this yesterday. Brendan Durian by June 30th.
Dramatic bond hearing for the social media streamer known online as Chud the Builder.
Yeah, News's Maggie Weaver, she's been following this case from the beginning. She was at that hearing all throughout the day yesterday. Maggie, give us an idea. What was the mood like in that courtroom?
Well, I can tell you guys, the hearing lasted about 3 hours long, and this was one of the most strict courtrooms I've ever been in. I've never seen, personally, so many people asked to leave the courtroom just from talking in the gallery or moving around too much. But basically, investigators, attorneys, and family members all testified about the shooting. We know that a major focus Thursday was what happened in the moments leading up to that gunfire outside the courthouse. So investigators and defense attorneys actually gave very different accounts of how the confrontation unfolded. Dalton Etherly, known online as Chud the Builder, faces attempted murder and other charges. And investigators testified that surveillance video showed Etherly approaching another man while carrying a selfie stick before he walked away. The defense then argued that that man followed Etherly, grabbed him, and then put him in a headlock before those shots were fired. Now, the shooting victim was airlifted to Vanderbilt, we know, and prosecutors argued that Etherly built an online following by provoking confrontations in public for attention and money. Now, the court also heard investigators found a bulletproof vest in his car and also plane tickets to Istanbul, Turkey, scheduled to leave today, May 22nd. The courtroom also grew very tense at times. Judge Poland repeatedly warned the gallery to remain quiet during testimony and that video evidence.
We're going to have an orderly hearing today. If there's anybody speaking out or any kind of problem out in the gallery, that's going to be considered open contempt, and you're going to be subject to up to 10 days in jail or a $50 fine or both.
Now, at one point, conservative activist Jake Lang, who was in the gallery, was removed from the courtroom and taken into custody after making comments about what he called a two-tiered justice system. Court records show that Lang previously served prison time connected to the January 6th Capitol riots before later receiving a presidential pardon.
That's a $1 million bond with the following conditions: no weapons, GPS monitor. There will be a gag order for Mr. Etherly regarding social media and live streaming about the facts or the parties involved in this case. That's going to help him as much as anything.
Now, as you just heard, Etherly's bond was lowered from $1.25 million to $1 million. The judge also said bond conditions would include GPS monitoring and social media restrictions as well. Now, court officials say the case has now been moved to circuit court, and Etherly's previously scheduled May 26 hearing has been canceled.